Boosie said, "This is my last time speaking on this. Do us a favor and bleach your skin all white. Thanks. Just do it.
Do us a favor, Boosie, and confess to some of them murders that you had Marlo Mike participate in and get some of his time cut. Give his family relief, Boosie. It's some murders you done got away with, Boosie, and people ought to be able to pin on you. It's some murders you done got away with. Don't forget that, Boosie. Kanye West ought to bleach his skin. Every goddamn rapper that done wrote a lyric talking about killing a nigga ought to bleach theirs too, nigga, and put a white hoodie on and call themselves the Ku Klux Klan. Cause nobody have promoted more black death and destructions than the hip hop rapper over the last 30 years. Ku Klux Klan minded motherfuckers is what I call them.
Assalamu alaikum. Mr. Moderator, our distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, our friends and our enemies.
Bismillah wa salatu wa salam Rasulullah, or by the name of Allah, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon his last and final messenger. Family, friends, foes, haters, and hateettes, welcome back to the features. I greet you all in peace and love and no hatred in my heart. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So before we begin, please like, please subscribe, please share, and please hit me up on Patreon. As you know, we got a lot of haters up in here. And this is going to be a quick one because I'm actually going to head to work, right? So, but I got something to say, right? And the reason why I got something to say is because I saw this short clip from the African Diaspora's channel, and is right, Black Mind, right? So I want to share with y'all this clip, right? And then we are going to talk a little bit about this and the outrageous cooning that is going on with the Muslims. Because something's got to give. Something has got to give. So let's watch this clip first, family. Like, subscribe, share. Hit me up on Patreon. We are coming in hot. Okay.
You know what I was thinking about, ladies and gentlemen, in the black community, the majority of black people say that they're Christian. And we know saying that you're Christian and everything with Christianity and how it was fed to us even during slavery taught us to be docile, taught us to, we'll have a better life in the sweet by and by. We need to turn the other cheek. But I thought, what if the majority of black Americans was Islamic? Because when you look at Islam, they don't believe in all that turn the other cheek. They believe in the law of retaliation. They believe in keeping their family structure real tight and together. Like, if you look into like the principles of Islam, they have a very, very strict code about family and sticking together and whatever. I think if I had a choice to say what religion all black Americans would be, I say black Americans should have been Islam.
I hope y'all heard that and heard that good. If you know this brother Phil, you can't remember his last name. Phil Scott, I think it is, right? This man is a Christian, and he's like one of those down south Christians too. Okay? And he said that about Islam and Muslims. He's not a Muslim. But yet still, from his observations of the Muslims and its good characteristics of being militant and not turning the other cheeks, you have some coonish people who put themselves in front of not just black people, but white supremacist Muslims, okay, alt-right Muslims, and tell them that slavery is over, we don't need to rebel anymore, stuff like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's just watch it again. One more time, if you don't mind. One more time, because it's very
what I was thinking about, ladies and gentlemen, in the black community, the majority of black people say that they're Christian. And we know saying that you're Christian and everything with Christianity and how it was fed to us even during slavery taught us to be docile, taught us to, oh, we'll have a better life in the sweet by and by. You know, we need to turn the other cheek. But I thought, what if the majority of Black Americans was Islamic? Because when you look at Islam, they don't believe in all that turn the other cheek. They believe in the law of retaliation. They believe in keeping their family structure real tight and together. Like, if you look into like the principles of Islam, they have a very, very strict code about family and sticking together and whatever. I think if I had a choice to say what religion all Black Americans would be, I say Black Americans should have been Islam.
This is a Black Christian telling you this. Now, in Islam, we are taught that every prophet is sent to their own nation, correct? And what is the wisdom of Allah sending a prophet from amongst their people? A human being from human beings, okay? And not an angel, so that other human beings won't say, well, how can I be like an angel? But rather, they will try to be like the prophet, another human being. They will emulate his example because he's a human being, the prophet. But not only that, their prophet from amongst their people speaks their same language, has the same culture, knows the same customs and tendencies from amongst their people. Because he's from them. He's from amongst them. He's like their people. So you know the Prophet Muhammad says to him, what language does he speak? He speaks Arabic. What food was he speaking? He's eating the Arab style food. You get it? What clothes was he wearing? He's wearing all of this because he was from amongst the Arabs. You get it? Jesus, peace be upon him, he even said, according to the Bible, I was not sent except for the lost children of Israel, or lost house of Israel. So now let's take the case of Prophet Yunus, or Jonah, alayhi salam, okay? One of the most famous prophets, okay? He was sent to his people in Nineveh, and he tried to abandon them, correct? Yunus tried to abandon his own people, right? Why did he try to abandon them? Because they were a backward people, because they were a wicked people, because they were stubborn and arrogant and degenerate. Black people, are you not a backward people? Stubborn, degenerate? This does not describe you. So here Yunus abandoned his own people. And what did Allah Azza wa Jal, what did he do to him? What did Allah do to the prophet of Allah, Yunus? Did Allah say, oh, husnul dhan? Did Allah say, well, you're still the best from amongst the righteous of your people? So, just leave those people alone and let them destroy themselves. Did Allah do any of that? Or did Allah cause the conditions for him to be thrown off the very boat that he tried to escape from his people from, and then trapped him in the belly of the whale in heat and stomach enzymes and darkness with no food, no water, no company for 3 days? 3 days and 3 nights he was trapped. And he had 3 days and 3 nights to reflect on him abandoning his own people. And what did Yunus, alayhi salam, what did he say? Did he say, oh, well, they're on a different manhaj, whatever? Did he say that? No, he said, La ilaha illa ant, subhanaka, inni kuntu min al-zalimin. He said, there is nothing worthy worship except for you. Glory be to you. I have certainly done wrong. This is the prophet Yunus. He recognized that him abandoning his people was the mistake. And he made Tawbah for that in the belly of the whale. But you expect me to believe that someone who not only abandons his people, but throws them under the bus and makes all kinds of excuses for our open enemies deserves lenience? This is what you're trying to tell me? This is what you're trying to tell you. Meanwhile, Christians are admiring the Muslims. I'm going to give you one more time, okay? One more time.
You know what I was thinking about, ladies and gentlemen, in the black community, the majority of black people say that they're Christian. And we know saying that you're Christian and everything with Christianity and how it was fed to us even during slavery taught us to be docile, taught us to, we'll have a better life in the sweet by and by. We need to turn the other cheek. But I thought, what if the majority of black Americans was Islamic? Because when you look at Islam, they don't believe in all that turn the other cheek. They believe in the law of retaliation. They believe in keeping their family structure real tight and together. Like, if you look into like the principles of Islam, they have a very, very strict code about family and sticking together and whatever. I think if I had a choice to say what religion all black Americans would be, I say black Americans should have been Islam.
That is the dawah point for black people. And this self-hating Sambo wants to tell you that the rebellious slave is against Islam. It is tantamount to being cottagey. And we don't believe that anymore. Can you imagine? And that the one who is saying this deserves lenience? Y'all are sick. You're sick. It's like we must be reading some other kind of Quran and Sunnah somewhere that, we have a Quran and Sunnah over here and some other like different Quran and Sunnah something. You're sick. Black-looking people trying to turn Islam into Christianity, how he described it. Turn the other cheek. Kumbaya, my Lord. The sweet by and by and up in the sky and stuff. Have you ever read Surah At-Tawbah? Why was even Surah At-Tawbah revealed? Surah At-Tawbah was revealed, and it's the only surah, that's the surah of repentance. It's the only surah in the Quran that does not begin with, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Because Allah and this surah was showing no mercy for the enemies of Allah. You see, the Muslims who were oppressed by their enemies finally got the go-ahead to fight. The enemies of Allah, the mushrikun, or the polytheists of Mecca at that time, were breaking every single treaty and contract left, right, and center with the Muslims. And the Muslims faced great oppression. And then Allah gave them the go-ahead to fight them in Surah At-Tawbah. Black people, your enemy, is there a treaty that they ever made with you that they have kept? Is there a promise that they ever gave you that they have ever kept? Is there an oath that they ever made with you that they've ever kept? But you mean to tell me that the rebellious slave who rebelled is wrong Islamically? And I can't say anything about it because it's insulting the brother? You are tripping. Tripping. No, brother. My only problem is with you is that, I have with you is that you insulted the brother. Looky here. There's a hadith, okay, in Mishkat al-Masabih, right? And even Imam Bukhari mentions this hadith in Adab al-Mufrad. And it's authentic. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, on authority of Ubay ibn Ka'b, right? If anyone, listen good, if anyone proudly asserts his descent in the manner of pre-Islamic people, meaning racism, he's proud of his lineage. He's proud of his whiteness or his Arabness in a manner that he puts down the other people. He's proud of it. Then tell him to bite on his father's penis and do not sugarcoat it. Do not use a euphemism. Do not give it a kunya. And the hadith says literal la kunya, okay? Meaning don't give it a nickname. Say it just like that. The Prophet Muhammad is telling you how to deal with the racist, how to insult the racist. He's teaching you this. And this will forever be in the Sunnah until Yawm Qiyamah. But you mean to tell me that the self-hating Sambo that throws his own people under the bus, I can't insult that? You mean to tell me, like, how do you guys figure? This is how you're supposed to respond to a racist, okay? Someone who loves his lineage and his people, and it causes him to hate and oppress others. So what about the man who loves the lineage and the people of his enemies? So much so that it causes him to hate himself and his own. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. This is why people are laughing at you. This is why all you have left is a bunch of hot air and mouth garbage. That's all you got left. You don't have no dignity left. Some of y'all think that manners is just like nice flowery words and, please and thank you. And, but you're forgetting that from the highest forms of manners is self-respect and dignity. Okay. So many of our hadith books, and even our fiqh books, right, begin with what? They begin with tahara, cleanliness. Why? Because it's a matter of not just being clean, but when other people see you, they will say, yeah, this brother, he's always clean. He's always smelling good. He's always presentable. Self-respect, okay? Self-respect. So if you do not have any self-love, no one will respect you. This is why coon lovers don't love coons. You get it? Because coons have no self-respect. They're shameless. They're shameless. So if you don't have any self-respect, other people won't love you. Other people won't respect you. Coon lovers, they use the coon to establish certain goals. but they absolutely do not have any love or respect for the coon. Even if the coon spends every waking moment of his life trying to figure out how he can achieve the love of Zaddy, he'll never achieve it. I want y'all to think of it from your perspective. If you see somebody who exhibits a tremendous amount of self-hate, do you have any respect for these type of people? Like naturally, by nature? The answer is no, of course not. Who will respect that? Who's going to respect a coon? Who's going to respect somebody who hates themselves? We presented, I mean, there's evidence actually lots more than what we present, but we presented what we needed to. Your reaction at that point is to go to the coon and tell him, look here, Sambo, you are not going to speak about us like that no more. Either you're going to read a book or take a class or something like that, or some self-respect, some Black history or whatever, or you're going to be quiet on the people and we're going to shut you down. You don't come to the one who is pointing it out, the messenger, and say, you too mean. You look ridiculous. You look ridiculous. Anyways, that's all I got. I'm going to work soon. Okay. Like, subscribe, share. Hit me up on Patreon. Spawn going to be home. Take a shot and stuff for a couple 2 weeks.